I'm going to tell you the easiest way to get this Navy Federal Business Credit Card for $25,000. Okay. Now, here's the thing about it that a lot of people are not aware of. One is actually how to join when you don't have no family that's military associated. And I always tell people, if you have a roommate or somebody in the household that's a part of Navy Federal and you all share the same address, Navy Federal will allow you to join because you all share the same address. That's the easiest way to join without you being a military associate. Also, I'm gonna tell you about a few other cards that's way easier, business credit cards that are way easier to get than this Navy Federal. Now, here's the thing about it. I continue telling you guys that your internal score, now you have two scores that you have to worry about. Your credit score and your internal score when you're going after the business credit card, okay? Now, here's the interesting thing about it. With the internal score, many of us, we know about the flagship checking account, we know about the savings account, we know about the N rewards, we know about the pledge loan, and of course many of us assume that because we have the pledge loan, that's going to help us get a loan from Navy Federal, and that has nothing to do with you getting qualified for a loan from Navy Federal. So you can have 10 pledge loans, that's not going to guarantee you're going to get a personal loan from them, just so you know. So whenever you hear somebody say, oh, put multiple pledge loans, that's not good. It's just not good, okay? Don't do that, all right? Now, that being said, there's one key element that actually happens that Navy Federal reflects on and looks at, especially even if you got like a 580 credit score. Like, we're going to talk about getting this credit card with no revenue in the business, all right? But here's the thing about it. Navy Federal is all about the relationship, all right? And one of the key elements to actually showing that you want a long-term relationship with them, if you open up a money market account or a CD over 12 months. That's right. That's the key element in terms of the longevity that they're looking for with people with bad credit. If you do that, and I have had clients with 550, and they automatically, because of their internal score, which internal scores go from 100 up to 450. But they opened up the checking account, the savings account, the N rewards, they opened up the pledge loan, and then they opened up the CD and a money market account. Because they opened up multiple accounts with them, they automatically, he went from a 555 credit score to getting an unsecured credit card with Navy Federal with a 555 credit score, unsecured, right? Because he had multiple accounts, but the key was because he opened up the CD and the money market. Now, do you have to have both of them open? No, you don't. But at the same time, the more products you have with Navy Federal, the better it is. Now, that you understand the personal aspect of it, your internal score also influences on the business side as well with the business credit card. Now, I know some people are like, well, no. Here's what you have to understand. One, you have to see if Navy Federal going to even open up the account. And here's what I mean by that. With Navy Federal, okay, if you have a high-risk NAICS code, this is one of the biggest keys that a lot of people miss when trying to get a $25,000 credit card with Navy Federal. Okay, so here's the thing about it. With your NAICS code, if you're in an MLM, if you're doing marijuana, CBD, if you're doing real estate, okay, if you're doing consulting like attorney consulting, you want to open up the account. And so that's the thing about it. I want you all to understand those high-risk NAICS codes, they won't even open up the account. So you have to find a way or find another NAICS code that would make them more favorable to opening up, okay? Now, if you have any questions about that, then click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. But back to this Navy Federal, you can actually get this card with no income in the business, a brand new business, you can get this here card. Now, they pull Experian. That's right, they pull Experian FICO 9. On the personal side, they'll pull TransUnion FICO 9. Okay? Now, here's the reason why I tell people you do not want to make Navy Federal your primary bank. The reason that you don't want to make Navy Federal your primary bank is because they do not report your business transaction to the business credit bureaus. That's right. They're not reporting your business transactions to the business credit bureaus. All right? And because they don't report these business transactions, meaning that your deposits, your utilization and stuff like that, it's not helping you. Right? So that's the reason I tell you guys. Now, you can actually get this business credit card with about a 670, 680 credit score. It doesn't take much. All right? Now, they also look at your DTI, your debt to income ratio. Now, if your debt to income ratio is over 55%, they will turn you down. And I don't care if you have an 800 credit score. They will turn you down. Right? And then if you ask them, well, why did you turn me down? They more likely won't tell you, but it's more likely because of your debt to income ratio is high. So that's what I'm saying. They won't explain to you why they turn you down. Right? Now, here's another thing about opening up the business account to get up to $25,000. One of the things about it in terms of like, you can have deposits, because usually when you're trying to go to open up the business account, they don't charge you any fees. It's a free business account, all right? But one of the things I always tell people, it's about gardening a relationship. So instead of going out the first 30 days and applying, because it usually takes them about 30 days, because on the business side, they don't have a whole lot of staff. So that's the reason it can take them up to 30, 60 days to open up an account, because they don't have a whole lot of staff on the business side. So that's for one, all right? But in terms of you being approved for the $25,000, it's going to be off of your debt to income ratios, okay, and your income. I'll tell you another key thing that you may not know, that with Navy Federal, if you have another account with another credit union, they like that. They like to see that on your credit file as well. And that being said, this is what I was going to show you all, some easier credit unions to join without all the hassle. All right, this is BCU. Now with BCU, Baxter Credit Union, they have business accounts too. And this is how you join. You can join through employment, community, family, life, money, you. Okay, so you join this as $5, but they'll waive the $5. All right. Now, why is this here so much easier to join than Navy Federal? The reason that this here credit union is easier to join than Navy Federal, and you should consider joining it, is because they use a Vantage 3 scoring. They don't use FICO 9. They use Vantage 3. So for those of you that go like to Credit Karma and you look at your TransUnion score and it's high, this is the type of credit union you want to go to, because they actually use a Vantage 3, right? Now, here's the thing about it. They offer a business credit card as well, okay? And the cool part about them, they're not geo-restricted, meaning that anybody can join them and get access to their business credit card. Now, one of the things about it, they, in reference to like their business credit cards, business loans and stuff, they may ask a lot of questions about your business. They may ask a lot of questions about your business. However, because it is a Vantage 3 TransUnion, it's much easier to get approved for once they understand your business model. Now, the reason the Vantage 3 is so good is because with your Vantage 3, they actually calculate in your authorized users. They actually calculate in your rent payments, your utilities, and your subscriptions to help boost up your credit score. Because they do that, it makes it much easier for you to get access to their business credit card. All right. Now, there's another credit union. I want to give you multiple. This is Viridian Credit Union. Okay. Now, Viridian, again, They use TransUnion Vantage 3 as well. They're non-geo-restricted. Now, how you join them is through the Habitat for Humanities. Now, joining the Habitat for Humanities, it's a housing thing that Jimmy Carter was a big supporter of. Now, Habitat for Humanity, I think it costs like maybe $20, $25, But once you join, you're able to apply for their business credit card as well. So they offer business credit cards, again, because it's a Vantage 3. Now, I have one other credit union, and this is going to surprise you all. This is NASA Federal Credit Union. Now, NASA, they used to use mortgage to scoring to get you qualified. NASA has recently switched over to Vantage 4. Now, some of you all may be scratching your head. What's the difference between Vantage 4 and Vantage 3? Well, with Vantage 4, they don't count in none of your medical records. They don't count in your public records. All right? So that's the good part about the Vantage 4. And again, like I said, you're able to use like your rent and authorized users and subscriptions and stuff like that to help build up. But they offer a business credit card in there, non-geo-restricted as well. All right. So for those of you that can't get into Navy Federal to get their business credit card for the $25,000, then I would actually look at these here credit unions. There's one other thing I'm gonna tell you guys that you may want to seriously consider. When you open up your business checking account, you need to set up payroll. And for those of you that don't know how to do that, click the link in the description. And I'm gonna tell you why. If you set up your business payroll with these institutions, they will give you a higher limit because you're making an actual commitment. So when you open up the business account, then once you open up the business account, then you set up the payroll and stuff like that. Then you take the money from your business account, cut yourself a check to show that the company is paying you and stuff like that. That actually counts as more revenue for you to help you qualify for more funding also. All right. Now, for those of you that may have questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.